Good afternoon, this is Dr. John Lamberton. Today I thought we'd talk a little bit about how you evaluate pigeons and what makes a good pigeon. This is an old hen that I'm using for a Wood-a-Hood hen. She raced very well. When I pick her up in my hands, I immediately feel for her buoyancy, and I'm also pressing against her with the inside of my palms to see how many feathers she has, to see how her feathers are, how thick are her feathers. You want the wing to be round, and when you put your palms up against the wing, you want it to press against your palms, and you want to feel like there's a lot of feathers to the pigeon. When I press the pigeon up against my stomach, I want the front to be flat. I don't want it to be V'd. I don't want to feel a V or a point in my stomach. I want to feel a flatness across the breast. As I run down my hands on the pigeon, I want the feathering to be silky smooth. When I pull out the wing, I want the wing to be proportionate to the body size of the pigeon, and I want the last flights to be thin and pointed like this hen's. You want, when you're evaluating the flights on a good pigeon, you want the flight feathers to look like those of a sparrow or a hummingbird. You want the wing to beat very fast. In order to do that, you have to have long, thin flights. I'm also feeling the back and the keel of the pigeon. I want the vent right up against the keel bone, and I want the keel bone to be about the length of the inside of my fingers. I prefer that the tail go down and go down in term so that it looks like one tail pin. Now, I have a number of top fanciers that are my friends in Belgium that say it doesn't matter whether the tail goes up or down or whatever. It has nothing to do with a good pigeon. But I like for the tail to go down, and I like one tail pin. I like the bird to have a round head. I like a hen to look like a hen and a male to look like a male. This pigeon has a nice wattle that's proportionate to the size of its head, and she has a beautiful reddish orange eye. I do pay attention to eye sign, only I don't give it as much importance as I did years ago. I don't give it any importance in terms of racing, but in terms of breeding, I do give it some importance. But this is essentially how you evaluate a pigeon in your hand. And particularly you new fanciers, as you begin to get more experience in the sport, you need to be able to evaluate pigeons with your hands as much as you do with your eyes. One suggestion I might make to you is to go into your loft at night in the dark and pick up your pigeons so that you can't really see them, and feel them with your hands, and make your hands familiar with these various aspects of the pigeon such that you learn to evaluate the birds by the hand. And what you need to do is go handle your very best racers or the racers of another fancier or a friend that raced well, and handle a pigeon that has raced well. And over a period of time, you will see that that type of pigeon has a certain structure and character to it. In evaluating the wing, you want to feel the length of the arm bone, the wing bone. And there are two nodes, one near the body and one at the end of the arm, and you want to put your finger up against them with the end of your finger on the first bump or node, and then you want the second one to come to about the middle crease of your finger. If a pigeon's arm bone is too long, it gets tired trying to push air with a large wing, and again you want the wing and the arm bone to be small like a sparrow or a hummingbird and not long or big.